guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our YouTube account and we are looking at the Temporal Rift. Now, like I had said before, guys, really stressing time and time again with the Temporal Beacon that you wait to do the Grand Hunt. This is the reason why we are not coming out with any guides, why we were kind of allowing players to get as much of the essence as they can to really pump up this Temporal Beacon before we look at the teams. And of course, guys, over on AFK Inside, we do have the new guide that is up. You can see right here, we're at 2%. I'm going to try to score a little bit better than what we have seen right here. But first, we are going to check out the guide, see what is the optimal builds within our comps, brought to you by AFK Inside. All right, guys, so here it is, the Grand Hunt Season 3, Round 1 by AFK Inside. Absolutely amazing, guys. You can see there are a couple of heroes in here. There are also a couple alts in here to go ahead and change out the beast, depending on who you have. Now, I know a lot of players don't have the Awakened version of Solus. I am in that exact same boat, so we're going to take a look, see if we can get some other heroes in here to really maximize the damage in here. Now, looking at your primary elements right here, we have tanking, we have mage, we have support. They are going to be the main one. All of the heroes do fall within those three classifications, meaning we are not using the warriors and we are not using the rangers within this formation. So looking at 1 through 5, guys, and this is the placement within formations. We have Silas and a star. We have Halos, which at this point, guys, you have to have built Halos. The bigger that you do build him out, the better he is going to perform. We have Oden in here, and then we have Hodgkin as a crowd control and also a buffer within this formation. Now, the two primary damage dealers are, of course, going to be a star and Oden. A star, guys, similar to what we see with Oden, similar to what we see with Scarlet. The bigger and the higher that you have these heroes built out, of course, the better they are going to perform, which is going to be further amplified by the badges and the beacons that you have within these heroes to really stress the importance of them. It does have the badges here, which I know this is, I believe, the rejuvenation one. This is the hatchet. This is a cloak. I think it's called the Assassin's Cloak. Not remembering the names just right off the bat. But you can see, guys, there are the primary heroes. And then, of course, the beasts that they use. Now, with the beasts in particular, these are the regular beasts, which most players will have built out at this time. Even most of the free-to-play players will have these built out to at least having a little bit of utility, being able to use them. Then, of course, over here we have the Grassy Orb. This is the Dreary Ball. Using them to really amplify the damage again that we have within here. We have Grezin here with Scarlet. We have Mortis, and then, of course, the Awakened version of Solus. You can see they even did include that she is only at Legendary right here. Even one single Legendary copies, guys, will do incredibly well if it is just one single copy in there. Then, of course, the twins. So thinking of meta comps, when you look down this, and this is what I kind of break down, guys, when you look at heroes that are in meta formations that we're seeing when you get to the 5-team metas, pretty much every hero you see, all 10 of the heroes that we see within these formations, guys, are meta heroes. Short of the Awakened version of Solus, again, because of the utility that she has, but also how difficult they are to build with the Awakened heroes. But when you look at Silas, a star, Halos, when you look at Oden, when you look at Grez, when you look at Scarlet, when you look at Twins, most of them, again, do come into a lot of meta comps. Twisted Realm, Cursed Realm, absolutely. Bosses, absolutely. Utilization of these heroes is absolutely incredible when we see in there. So building these out, now this is a little bit different, guys, with the optimal builds. You can see Supporters Tenacity going to max, Tanks Fortitude to the minimum. Tanks do have the ability to survive, and we're not relying on the tanks to do the damage here, guys. Again, when you look at the formations, we're looking at a star doing a lot of damage in here. We're looking at Solus doing a lot of damage, as well as the other support heroes. Tanks, of course, to keep them alive, but the Mage's Might is going to be the primary. When you look at Oden, when you look at Scarlet, they are also going to be the primary that you do want to try to max out. Energy Transfer level 1. Then we have Warrior Spirit level 1. Again, level 1, Silent Alliance 1, 1, and 1. These are going to be the primary ones that you're building, though, is the first 3 ones. For a majority of players, you're not going to be able to actually max these out. I know personally on my account, even as a light spender, I cannot max these Temporal Beacons out. There is no way, guys. I don't have enough essence within the formations to really max them out. Now, in order to gain more damage, you can reset the branch levels. A lot of players do this, especially when it comes to support guys, making sure that you can maximize the damage in there. Awaken, Solace, Legendary Copy also works. So if you only have one, that will work incredibly well. If you use the Saurus comp, you can additionally consider the Rising Warriors to the Beacon 1. So right here, guys, if you are not utilizing Saurus, there's no reason to build it. Now, substitutes. This is kind of the interesting. If you do not have Silas, you can put in Joan of Arc. If you do not have the Awakened version of Solus, you can use Rowan. Now, that is the substitution that I did make. I'm going to look at my formations in just a minute, show you exactly what I built and how I built it. Then you can see, guys, if you don't have a Hodgkin, you can utilize Lorzen within there. A lot of players always ask who they can sub in here, guys. Right here is the substitutions. Silas, absolutely you should have built. Rowan, absolutely you should have built. Hodgkin, not a lot of players do, but super strong buffer. Lorzen, you should actually have enough to go ahead and build these formations out, guys. So again, substitutes with the formation. Now, a lot of players will ask, what are the substitutes for the other primary damage dealers? If you don't have Odin, if you don't have Scarlet, things of that nature, just a comparable high damage mage will kind of fit the slot. Might not be the best in slot, but ultimately, guys, there comes a point where if you're free to play, if you're earlier into AFK Arena, you really have to utilize the heroes that you do possess, meaning that you're going to swap a couple heroes in here, kind of vice versa, based on what you do have and what you do have built. So let's hop over and we'll take a look at the Grand Hunt. All right, so looking over here, guys, Contortium Stalker, again, I'm going to use 100 diamonds. We're going to try to get better than this 2%. Going through here, again, this is the formation that I was looking at. These are actually two that I've used. Mishka in here seem to work incredibly well. Now, in the variation, they run Silas, and they do run a couple different heroes. So I'm going to drop Silas in here. We're going to stick to exactly what they have. They have Halos in here, and then we do also have Hodgkin in here. Looking at our badges, again, I'm going to use exactly what they have built, guys. I want to see if I can actually score much higher than where I'm at. So they had the Hatchet in this build. We also did have the Cloak in this build, the Spurring Cloak. And then Odin had the Hatchet as well, followed by Hodgkin had the Rejuvenating Herbs. And then, of course, okay, I'm going to swap the pets in the first formation because they said to go ahead and use the Beast. As you can see, Dreary Ball is maxed out to level 18. So this is the optimal build within the first formation. Second formation, we're going to do the exact same. So looking at our build, guys, Grez, we're going to swap over to the Rallying Horn. Hope that makes a big difference. The Chasing Dagger is what we have on here. I'm actually running they're running Spurring Cloak on there. And then, of course, we do have the Rowan substitute because I don't even have the Awakened version of Solus. And there we go, our final one right there. And then, of course, the pet in this one is going to be our Grassy Orb. So I'm going to run this one single time again, seeing where we can get. I'm hoping that I can hop over and I can actually get a copy of the Awakened version of Solus. I think I have like 10 or 12 cards right now that I could utilize. But again, guys, this is a pretty strong formation. So within this formation, I actually did level up a star to the point of getting her actually built up to the plus 30 signature item. But you can see, guys, we're not getting to the point of ulting. All of these other heroes are actually ulting. A star is not getting to that point, which means damage mitigation in there, of course, is going to be much lower. I'm going to have to check out my specs. We're going to have to probably respec the Temporal Beacon, see what we can do, guys. Also see if we can pull one single legendary copy of the Awakened version of Solus, which I am really hoping that we can. Now this, guys, of course, the Scarlet comps are super, super RNG. If Scarlet does have one of her bolts that goes astray, not only are you going to be minimizing the damage that you're doing on the boss, but you will also be killing out your own targets. Usually I see a stray bolt, boom, right there, that goes off, and a lot of times it will take down a target if there is a stray bolt. But overall, guys, she does an incredible, incredible amount of damage. She is one of the heroes that I recommend building absolutely first, guys. When we see the Twisted Realm utility, when we see the Cursed Realm, when we see boss fights, when we see guild bosses, even the campaign stages, guys, Scarlet is a big, big priority within AFK Arena. Works incredibly well. And as you can see here, guys, 23, almost 24 billion damage. So 28 is a new record, taking us again to 2%. I believe we're right around 28, so right around 3%. But can we do better, guys? First of all, I want to hop over. I want to see if we can pull one copy, 18 cards. I usually always save these for our streaming, but you know what? I want to see if we can do it, guys. If we can get one single copy out of here with the cards we use. If not, we're just going to be waiting. And again, we have 8 more cards. I know in the last live stream, we did summon a couple times for Soulless once we got our Awakened version of Brutus done. I'm hoping guys, we have 4 more chances here to get a copy. And it's just kind of insane that one copy of a legendary Soulless is just as strong as having a fully built out, maxed out Rowan, which again is kind of crazy to think. But overall, guys, that is what we're seeing. That is how strong she is. So let's reset these beacons, guys. And again, I'm going to go through and do exactly what the guide says, maximizing our support. So I am going to reset all of these. And again, I don't have enough of my essence to build these out as high as I would like, but we want maximum to support. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit support. I'm going to max this out, guys. We're going to build it up. This will keep it maxed. And then of course, mage, I'm going to go max, and then minimum is going to be the tank. So there we go. So these 2 are maxed. Of course, we have to raise a 3rd one. So I'm going to go all 3 of these guys. We have support, we have mage, we have tank. It is going to keep tank at the minimum. It is going to keep support and tenacity, or support and mage at the maximum. And I'm just going to level this up as high as possible, guys. I'm hoping that we can pull within our next 4 attempts, that we can actually pull a much, much higher score in here. Again, energy transfer, I know it's optimal, but again, we're not even going to come close to maxing these out. Don't know if it's going to make a difference. Don't know if it's going to be the game changer that we might need, but I'm going to try to build these out and see where we can get. If I was putting a lot more into the game, currency wise, you would of course get a lot more resources, but both of these are capped, which means the tank's fortitude, we're going to level up one more time. And as you can see, guys, they're still capped. So we're going to do one more time for the tank's fortitude. Even though it's not minimum, we didn't have enough to level up any more of the beacon, which means, guys, the grand hunt. Here we go, guys. So we have 4 more challenges. So we're going to go in here. We have everything set. We have our pet set. We have our team comp set. I'm going to do my 4 chances. Let's see what we get here, guys. Might get pretty lucky with some of these battles. Boom, 28, still the cap on that one. Battle number 2 right here. 28 again. 28 might be the cap on where we're sitting right now without having the beacons actually built out a little bit more. Then, of course, our final battle right here, guys. And again, we could probably change up a little bit, but it gives us 29. So we went from 28 to 29. Very nice, guys. That puts us in the top 1,000. We're probably at about 2%, so pretty good there. Rewards overall 2%. I would love to stay here just because of the cards. Ultimately, we have 3 more days, guys, but the guide is finally out for this. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, guys. Still in the top 1,000, which I love. And as always, thank you guys for watching.